My name is Javon Henry. I'm an award-winning actor out here in Los Angeles, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a technique taught by Uta Hagen that made me a better actor. Now, this is known by me, at least, as the 2-minute exercise. It goes by many different names, but this is something that you can do in 2 minutes, as far as the exercise itself, that will help you become a better actor. Basically, we're going to boil this down to who, what, when, where, why, and how, but for something that you can do for 2 minutes. So start with the what. This exercise is not supposed to be difficult in terms of what you're accomplishing. It's something that you can do by yourself, authentically, for 2 minutes. Whether that is making a cup of coffee, writing a letter, going out and checking the mail, anything of that nature. You can pick whatever you'd like, whatever you can do authentically by yourself for 2 minutes. Now, doing an action by itself is not the most important nor the most interesting thing that we do as actors. How we accomplish it is also not the most interesting thing that we do. It's the contention and the tension as we try and accomplish our mission to have a certain goal met. That is the most important thing that we do. So the question is, if I'm choosing to write a letter, what time is it? Not just time of day, but be specific about that. It is Monday morning, early. The sun is just starting to rise, so it's about 5:30. I just woke up at 5, and I know that I need to write this paper. Nice and specific. All right. What year is it? If it's 1999, right before Y2K, yeah, right before that era, there's going to be a lot on my mind and a lot on my heart. It's going to be very different from if it's just a random Tuesday. So be specific about the year. Be specific about the place. If I'm in the middle of a city where there's a lot of noise, whether that be from the train or from the road, it's going to be very different than if I'm out in the country and it's nothing but chirping birds. Be very specific about when and where you are. Makes a really big difference. And commit to that specificity, right? That is influencing the rest of this exercise. All right. What is the conflict? This world is full of conflict. It draws us all the way through our action. Keep in mind, conflict is not always about beating something up or having a huge, massive roadblock in front of you. It can simply be, I don't know where my favorite pen is, and I have to use a really shitty one. So now I'm upset. Before I go and write these lines, I'm upset. It changes my mood. But having this conflict and keeping it in mind makes it interesting because it gives us things that we have to go through in order to accomplish our goal and our task. For example, before setting up this YouTube video, I got 2 pieces of news. One, an audition piece under NDA, so I can't talk about it, but really big for my career. 2, it's about a business that I run. Aside from YouTube and acting, tomorrow is a big day for that. Those are conflicts that are in front of me filming this video. They are weighing on my mind and on my heart. But this video is something that is very important. So we push through the conflict, but that informs how I feel when I'm doing the action. It's very important for you to have some type of conflict. Also to have some type of reason. We don't just do things without reason. Everything that we do has a reason, whether conscious or unconscious. The fun thing as actors is trying to find the unconscious reason for why we're doing things. But let's go back to making this video. I'm making this video so that I can have a piece of education to help young actors, working actors, established actors, people who are stuck in a roadblock, all walks of life and levels, learn something new. The things that I wish that I learned when I was first getting started. It is a motivating factor that drives me to make this video, even though there is a conflict on my mind. I'd also like to put another video on YouTube so that we have multiple swings and so that the channel doesn't perish away. Also, great content for Patreon. All of these things exist, and there are reasons pushing me in order to do an action. Now, the conflicts need to be conquered. You need to get past that mental roadblock. Or if you couldn't find your pen, maybe you need to go out and try and look for it. You go out and try and look for it so that you can create and start writing. Or you get another pen, and as you're writing with it, you're annoyed by it, and you reference it every so often. All important. What you're doing, why you're doing it, and the conflict from not only physical, but also mental, spiritual, emotional, all of them count. Now, all of this information for this exercise, you need to write down. And understand, exercises take time. If they were quick, you wouldn't learn anything. It's not about being quick. It's about committing to taking the time to doing the exercise. This 2-minute exercise takes, I would say, minimum of an hour to write down your who, what, why, when, where. The who is you, by the way. You want to do this as yourself. It is an authentic, real world thing that you are doing. But it takes minimum an hour because you need to be specific as you're going through. Like I said, in music, an A is an A. I know how to play it because it's specifically there for a specific reason. So you need to be specific with all of these things. Your conflict, your resolution, the actions that you're doing to solve that conflict. And then here's the most important. Film yourself doing the exercise. I know it's something that we cringe at. It's something that we think is unnecessary. Even for voice actors, I'd argue that it's necessary because it helps to give you a sense of how you move confidently through space. And once you sit in that chair, you need the confidence in yourself to be able to not only be yourself, but to hear yourself and to see yourself in what you are portraying. That's something critical that's so missed. So, record yourself. Do your 2-minute activity with all of this tension, all of this objectives, trying to do something. And I don't say objectives as in the stereotypical acting teacher, you need an objective to go after. No, I mean a reason for doing something. Because we all have a reason for doing something. So keep that in mind while you're going through the exercise. And don't just keep it in mind. You want to embody it. After I set up this camera to make this YouTube video, even though that was my objective, I'm not sitting here thinking about the camera anymore. I'm just physically doing what the main goal was, which was making a video. I'm not even thinking about making the video. I'm just doing it. If you sit there and you keep reverting back to what that main goal was that you're doing, you're not living in the moment and it's going to feel fake. The same with voice acting. If you think about the words on the script, you're not acting. You're just reading the words on the script. So be specific. Take your time. Know your situation. Who, what, when, where, why. Conflict, your actions, what your goal is, and then do the 2 minutes. Record yourself. Watch it. Go again and again and again. For one 2-minute exercise, it might take 5-6 hours. And then you do it again with another 2-minute activity. And you keep going. Because that's the practice for you to see how you're progressing. And with these 2-minute exercises, I want you to be able to share them. So, make a YouTube video if you want. Make it private. Make it public. Share the link. You can share them down in the comments below. Or you can just share what you learned. How you felt. Did it help? And what you would do different next time. Because that is truly how we learn, and we learn best as a community of people who give constructive feedback. And that's what I hope to be, like my teacher was to me. Just like that, I hope that you learned something here today, and I will catch you in the next video.